Hello everyone, glad to be back. Today is the 27th of February, now it's 8 o'clock in the afternoon, Moscow time. I'm Levan Gudadze and this is my channel in which I share latest updates on the news that are making headlines in Russian media outlets and Russian language pages on different internet platforms. There is quite a few very significant developments and news that I like to share with you for this moment, but before I start, let me once again emphasize how grateful I am for your time, attention and support. It truly does means a lot to me, so thank you very much. And I'm very happy that we have one more subscriber on Patreon, which is wonderful, of course. Once again, thank you very much for your attention and support. Now let's talk about news, and I will start with Ukraine, of course. And we have a report from RIA Novosti news agency, and we can read here that Russian side did establish full control over the Stupki area of Artyomovsk, which is Bakhmut. Let me show you this on the map. As you know, Russian side uses the name of Artyomovsk for this town. Ukraine calls it Bakhmut. So this is Bakhmut itself, and the Stupki area is here, and even this pro-Ukrainian map is acknowledging that Stupki under Russian control, and not just Stupki, but Yahidna also, and Verkhovka also. We did had reports from big Telegram channels that PMC Wagner units also established control over this settlement here, Dubovo-Vasilievka. But I don't have factual confirmation, no videos, no photos at my disposal, so I'm not sure if it's true. Probably it is, because lately all reports about Russian advances from north side of Bakhmut, all reports become true. So most likely this settlement, Dubovo-Vasilievka, at least are contested or maybe are under full Russian control, and this map probably will acknowledge that in a few days' time. And I believe that Russian forces are in this area, because we had reports that PMC Wagner units now even moving forward in direction of Bogdanovka, which is here between the city of Chisov Yar and Bakhmut. And if that's true, and not just this, but also in direction of Khramovo here. So if forward units of PMC Wagner are in these areas, then it's quite possible that they have already established control over the Dubovo-Vasilievka. Otherwise, it would be too risky for them to move forward without risk become under fire from this settlement here. So probably this settlement also under Russian control. Recently, I mean, previous few days, we did see quite a escalation in this area. It was never quite, but few recent days did show quite significant advances of Russian side, and now we have information. For example, TASS news agency is reporting here, and we have statement from Yan Gagin, who is a military expert from DPR, and according to Gagin, Russian side now are fully controls all roads from Bakhmut, all roads, and Ukrainian garrison of Bakhmut has no chance to leave city or receive reinforcements without risking become under Russian fire. So basically, the situation for Bakhmut garrison is just terrible. So yes, and also you can see that Chasov Yar, Russian forces are moving close to Chasov Yar, and in next few weeks time we will probably see battles taking place in and around Chasov Yar also. Same time, I just share information on my Telegram channel a few minutes ago about yes, that's it. We have information here that even Ukrainian channels now are reporting that Russian armed forces conducting offensive operations in direction of Avdeevka to encircle this city from south side and from north side. So we are seeing some kind of pincer movement from Russian side, and we will probably see in next few days big escalation in this direction also. And yes, I mean, you can subscribe on my Telegram channel. I do share much more information there on Telegram that I can talk about in my videos, because those updates are too long anyway, so only about so much news I can talk about in video updates. So let's continue. So yes, we have a statement from head of DPR, Pushilin, Denis Pushilin, who is also did make statements about Bakhmut, about Artyomovsk, and he said that it is quite possible now, because of latest advances of PMC Wagner units in direction of Bakhmut, to encircle this city entirely. And basically this is true, because you can see on the map that Bakhmut is basically almost encircled. And if all roads from Bakhmut are under Russian fire control, then that's encirclement. I mean, you can call it whatever you want, but if movement are restricted from Bakhmut, then that's encirclement. Let's continue. This is RT. Russia Today is reporting about latest update from Russian Defense Ministry, and we have information here that on Donetsk direction, Ukrainian forces lost up to 250 soldiers, also dozen of pieces of military equipment, including 2 tanks. Russian military also claims to have a destroyed ammunition depot near the city of Bakhmut, as well as a US-made AN-TPQ-37 counter-battery radar, which is quite important, because, as you know, artillery duels are, everyday usual stuff on the front line. Also, we have the information that Russian side did conduct missile strikes on some military infrastructure of Zelensky's regime, and we have information that Ukrainian Electronic Intelligence Center, located in a settlement of Brovary in the Kyiv region, was struck by Russian missile, and also a missile did hit headquarters of West grouping of the Ukrainian armed forces in Khmelnytsky, in city of Khmelnytsky. So in Kupiansk direction, Ukrainian lost around 70 soldiers, and around 140 soldiers were killed and wounded in direction of Krasny Liman. And in South Donetsk and Zaporizhzhia direction, up to 95 Ukrainian soldiers were also killed or wounded in Kherson region, 60 Ukrainian soldiers were killed and wounded. I mean, if you see these numbers, I did say a few days ago that according to Russian Defense Ministry's update, I mean, you can take it with pinch of salt, of course, but according to these numbers, Ukrainian armed forces on daily basis losing around 500 soldiers killed and wounded, and this is, of course, huge casualties for any side, really. Also, we have information that Ukrainian Mi-8 helicopter was shot down near village of Golubovka, so which is also kind of also quite achievement, because less air forces Ukraine will have, easier it will be for Russian side to conduct its advances. We have statement, this is RBK news agency here, reporting that according to official in Zaporizhzhia region, Vladimir Rogov, Russian side knows that Russian side has information about plans of Zelensky's regime to conduct offensive operation in Zaporizhzhia region. Let me show you that. So yes, that's Zaporizhzhia region here, and according to Rogov, Russian side is prepared for any Ukrainian offensive operation, and if Zelensky will give order to start offensive in this direction, and as you know, and I did spoke about this many times in my previous videos, only way Zelensky's regime can conduct, or try at least to conduct offensive right now, is this direction here, to cut off a land bridge between Crimea and mainland Russia, to take control over the Energodar, city of Energodar, then Melitopol, which is, Energodar is here by the way, and Zaporizhzhia nuclear power plant also, then Melitopol, and then Berdyansk. And I did say that only way Zelensky's regime will establish control over this land bridge between Crimea and mainland Russia, if Moscow will give orders to Russian side to withdraw, because in a direct battle with Russian side, Zelensky's forces have no chance, really. So it is what it is, man. They can try, but even officials now are openly saying that if they will try to conduct offensive operation, Russian side is ready, and Ukrainian forces will suffer heavy losses, so much so that Zelensky's regime may just collapse. That's how many losses they may have in this direction if they try to move forward. So, but they will probably try, because we had information that Washington and London are pushing hard, or preparing, let's say this way, Zelensky's regime for offensive operation, and some Ukrainian officials are even making some crazy statements that they will, before summer, will establish control not just over this area here, Energodar, Melitopol, Berdyansk line, but they are all planning to even take control over the Mariupol, and some of them are saying that they will be in Crimea this summer. And I mean, this is you cannot take this kind of statements seriously, man. But that's statements that are coming from Zelensky and his henchmen. So they are losing touch with reality, obviously. So yeah, I mean, this is it, man. This is it for now. At least everyone knows that Zelensky's regime will try to conduct offensive from that direction, and the Russian side is ready. And let's see what will happen. This is basically a continuation of that information about Zaporizhzhia region. RIA Novosti is reporting that Yes, Ukrainian side did. I did share information on my Telegram channel too, if I remember correctly. Yes, that's it. Ukrainian side has confirmed information that they have some concentration of forces near Transnistria. Transnistria is here. Just a sec. So Transnistria is this region here, a separatist region that claims independence from Moldova. So Ukrainian side now did now acknowledge that they have a concentration of forces in next to Transnistria border, but they are saying that they are keeping those soldiers there, those units near Transnistria, in defense purposes, and they are, according to Ukrainian side, they are not planning to conduct any offensive in the direction of Transnistria. But yet again, can you trust Zelensky's regime? I will certainly don't trust them, never. So yeah. So let's continue. At least now we have confirmation that Ukraine truly has mobilized some forces in the direction of Transnistria, and that means the Russian Defense Ministry was absolutely right when they did state a few days ago that Ukraine is concentrating its forces in the direction of Transnistria and are planning to conduct provocation. Forces are there, and probably provocation is planned. But let's see if Zelensky's regime will dare to attack Transnistria, because Moscow may react, with very heavy hand, because just look at it, when Transnistria is landlocked, only way Russia can support this region, and there is few thousand Russian peacekeepers in Transnistria, and Russian Foreign Ministry said if Russian peacekeepers will come under any threat, Russia will take it as an act of war, as aggression against Russia itself. And because it's almost impossible. Let's be, it's just, in my opinion, it's impossible for Russia to cut land bridge here from Kherson region to Transnistria right now. Only way to somehow help directly is to conduct marine operation, amphibious operation, but this area is so heavily mined that it's not gonna be easy. So if Ukraine attacks Transnistria, Moscow will probably just try to destroy as much Ukrainian forces as possible using missile strikes, and some heavy missile strikes will be conducted probably. But yet again, let's see, maybe Zelensky's regime will change his mind and don't risk. Let's continue. This Avdeevka news agency is reporting that Bild newspaper published article according to which we yet again are seeing that Western side, primarily Washington and London, pushing Zelensky to conduct some offensive operations, and we can read in this article that according, Western states now have a approach that if Zelensky's regime will be unable to conduct successful offensive operations in near future, then they will force Zelensky to start peaceful negotiations. And I just said that I just don't see how Zelensky's regime will be able to conduct any successful offensive operation really in any direction. It's just not happening, man. It's just not happening. So we may really see that in few months' time, in 2 or 3 months' time, Washington and London may start talking about peace. Really, because because there is less and less support in Western society towards Western involvement in this conflict. Society is waking up in Europe, in North America, and they are starting to ask questions. Why on earth they are spending tens and tens of hundreds of billions by this point, hundreds of billions of dollars for Ukraine, for a state that they can they cannot even show on the map. I mean, they don't care about Ukraine. Let's be honest. No one cares about Ukraine, man. Not in the USA, not in Europe, man. People has their own problems, and everyday life is becoming too hard. And when they see that hundreds of billions have been taxpayers' money have been sent to Ukraine, most corrupt country in Europe, of course, people are starting to ask questions. Why, man? Why governments, instead of pushing diplomatic solution, are sending weapons? If you truly care about Ukraine, then why are you sending weapons? Why you are not pushing peace process? I mean, it just don't make sense, isn't it? I mean, in one hand you are saying that you care about Ukraine, and with second hand, I mean, you are sending weapons there, so that more destruction will be done to Ukraine, and more suffering will endure people there. What kind of logic is that, isn't it? And we truly see activization of societies. I mean, in many European countries, we recently, on 19th of February, if I'm not mistaken, we see demonstration in Washington, peace demonstration. So probably in a few months' time, Washington and London will start to, little by little, step by step, will start to move this process in direction of peaceful negotiations. Maybe, once again, I mean, maybe, because who knows what Western elites really thinking, But recently, I mean, we do see more and more publications about about tiredness of West with Ukraine, and that may play some role in the future. And this is continuation. This is exactly the continuation of everything that I just said. In previous topic, we have TASS news agency, which is reporting that even Victoria Nuland, this neocon mass murderer, is now openly acknowledging that there are some divisions in Republican and Democratic parties, and not everyone is happy that U.S. is so much involved in conflict in Ukraine, and so much money have been spent for Ukraine. And probably you know that right now West pays for everything, wages, for wages, for everything that Ukraine needs have been paid by West. Government institutions, all are paid by West, and we are talking about billions and billions every month. So of course, no one with good mind have to be, will be happy about this. So if Nuland is saying now that there is some divisions in Republican and Democratic Party, that probably means that yes, in foreseeable future we will see more anti-war statements from politicians, not just in USA but also in the European states. This is TASS news agency, and we have here a statement from Peskov, a press speaker of Russian president, and he is saying that for now, even though there are some publications in Western media about possibility of peace talks over the Ukraine matters, Russian side did not see, for now at least, that situation is closing in towards peaceful negotiations. So Russia, for now, did not see any factual moves from the West or from the Zelensky in direction of peace talks. But yet again, I mean, it will take time. We are seeing more and more anti-war demonstrations in the West, and we are seeing that more and more politicians openly are now asking questions. I mean, what the hell? After all, why they are spending so much money for Zelensky's regime, and why they are not pushing for peace? And in some time, we will probably see some, at least first steps of the peace negotiations, towards peace negotiations. Who knows? And few more news about economical stuff. Few more news about, come on. RIA Novosti, I lost one news. Okay. It was about Transnistria has begun to transfer Kazakhstan's oil in direction of Germany. And a few days ago I did a report that Kazakhstan is now actively trying to establish itself on the European energy market because Russian oil supplies are minimized because of Western embargo and sanctions. Now Kazakhstan is trying to establish itself on that market, and Russia does helps with this. And Transneft already, Russian companies already are beginning to transfer Kazakhstan's oil through pipeline Druzhba, as I understand, in direction of Europe, Germany included. So yes, let's continue. This is also about economy, and we have information here that in previous years, in 2022, Russian car manufacturers reduced its production up to 60%, and only 620,000 cars were produced in 2022. 60% is a huge number, of course, but in this year, in 2023, situation gonna be much better, because in 2022 many companies, many car manufacturers left Russia or stopped production. French car companies, German car companies, Japanese car manufacturers, they all basically stopped their production lines in Russia. But now in 2023, situation is different. Chinese are coming in, and yes, in 2023 we will probably see that this number 620 will rise up to million cars, quite possibly. And I just read a few minutes ago information that Lada, for example, main Russian car manufacturer, one of the main car manufacturers, are planning to start production of one more line of cars. And because of those sanctions, and because so many car manufacturers left, in the beginning Russian car companies did had issues with the parts for the cars, so some lines of production were just stopped completely. But now it's changing, and Chinese companies are basically taking this market that was held by European car companies and Japanese car companies previously. And in 2023, I'm quite sure situation will become much better. So that's the information that I just talked about. That Transneft began to transfer Kazakhstan's oil to Germany. So yeah, I just spoke about these topics. So yes, this is it. This is it then. For now, that's one more information that Transnistria has stopped transferring oil to Poland because Poland did not pay. But this is, this is not big of a deal as I understand, because I did read a few days ago that according to Polish side, they're only receiving around 10% oil from Russia, and they are ready to diversify, and they don't have a problem if Russia will entirely stop its oil exports to Poland. And yes, of course, 10% is not a huge number, and Poland will manage to find some other suppliers. But I'm quite sure price gonna be very different. Price gonna be very different. Okay, this is it for now. This is it for now. Sorry for a late update today. I had a guest and I was unable to make update a little bit earlier. But anyway, I hope you find the update interesting. And if so, please hit that like button, leave some commentary about any topic you like. And if you can, please share links to my videos or my channel with your friends on Twitter, Facebook, Telegram, or any other platform that you are active on. Also, if you can and if you want to, you can donate and subscribe on my Patreon. You will see PayPal and Patreon links under the video in the description box. So yes, thank you very much for your time and support. Have a nice day and take care.